Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Do you have rough book collection or something write on? Yes, okay. Please write down what I'm writing on the board. Before that, we have finished the theory portions, and today onwards we'll do a few of the practicals. Okay, and basically practicals are important for plus two, 12th grade exams, but we have two or three tests to be done for the 11th grade, and before that a few classes will be regarding the basics of the practicals. Okay, and I'll write down the basic format in which you have to write down the practicals in the record. um, but this time you just file it. Next time we'll have a record as such. Okay, so please take your writing materials and be ready. Ashish, any doubt? Okay. So in the middle portion on top, you'll write experiment number. First one, you'll write experiment number. If there is any change in the format, I'll let you know. Okay, because there'll be slight change, like in the left corner, right corner. Some people change it. So according to the format that we are following, I'll let you know if there are any changes. But basically, this is the format. Now you'll have to write the title of the experiment or the test. Then you just leave a line, and then on the left hand side, start with aim of the test. Okay, and you don't write it here, but on from the next line onwards, you can write it as a paragraph. That is, suppose you're trying to find out a memory span. So if this is the margin, then you'll start from here to find out the so and so of the subject using so and so test. That is how you write. And after that, leave a line and then write materials. In some universities, they follow the format as materials required, but as of now, we'll fix with materials. Okay. Then you have to put the numbers and then write down the materials required. Then comes the subject. Subject. Here, subject means the participant. Okay, the participant's name, age, name should be there, age should be there, and most of the time we also write the gender. Those who came late for the class, please take down this. Switch on your videos, everyone. See, theory classes are over. We'll start with the practicals. Okay, and a few of the classes will be regarding our basics of the practicals. This is the basic format in which we have to write in the record. The practicals that we do, we have to record it with the recordings or the score that we get. We have to write down the whole experiment or the test. So this is the basic format. Please write down. You'll start with the experiment number and title in the center, and then you'll go to the left hand side. You'll write aim, the one given in the capital letters. They are the headings. Aim, you'll write aim. You don't write aim here. Instead, you'll write aim from this area. Then materials, you'll write as numbered form. Then you'll write the subject. Subject is the participant, the person's details whom you are testing. That is, if I am the experimenter and I am testing the memory span of a person, that is might be Meghna, then I'll write the name as Meghna, her age and her gender, like that. Okay. Sana and Amal, switch on the video. Have you finished? Anybody to finish this? Krishma, have you completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, after the subject, the next one will be experimenter. That is, if this is a margin, the next thing that you have to write is experimenter. Experimenter means basically who does the test or who is conducting the test. That is, your name will come. You will do the test for exams also. Your name will come, and you just have to write the name. And note one thing, you don't write the full name, the subject and experimenter section. What do we do usually? To maintain confidentiality, what do we do?
The first letters of the first name and the surname.
Yes. So if I'm conducting, I'll write SR. For experimenter, you just have to write the name. Okay. Next one is procedure. Procedure. So for test which has so many components, that is like puzzles, then some building blocks. If such tests are there, then we write procedure. If it is a questionnaire or inventory, we usually write administration. Procedure is also correct, but we usually write administration.
So should we also write administration?
No, no. I'll tell you. Depending on the test that we do, we'll write procedure or administration. Either one is enough. Then after this, we write scoring. This also is not written always, but it has to be there. Scoring. That is how do we score the test basically. How do we, if we give one score to this, do we give two score to this? Do we give 0 points for any other response like that? Based on that, we have to write the scoring method. Then, yes, then comes result. And the result table will also be there, which comes on the left hand side. On right hand side, we'll write the written materials, and wherever you write the result on the right hand side, left side you have to draw the result table with the table heading and table number. Then the last one will be discussion. Discussion. In result, you will write the values that you got after the test. And discussion, you will discuss that result. That is, you will discuss what was the experiment. You will write a summary form. What was the aim of the test? How did we conduct? Was the participant feeling okay? Then what is the result that you got, and what might be the reasons that or what does that score suggest? That is, if we are conducting an intelligence test, then you get an IQ score. Then based on that, you'll write the subject has got an average intelligence or high intelligence, which means that the subject can do so and so, and subject can excel in so and so. Like that, you'll write in the discussion part. And for most tests, we will also have one more thing, that is conclusion. Conclusion, for example, again, if it is an intelligence test, you will write this person got this particular IQ in this particular test. Just one line. Conclusion will be just one line. The essays that you write, that will be in the discussion part. Also, yeah, we can add references also here. References. Okay. Any doubt in this? Anyone? No. Okay, fine. So that is the basic format of writing the record of a practical. And next thing. So we'll just move on to the basic demonstration part. Have you heard the word RAPO? RAPO. RAPPORT. RAPO. Anyone? No. Not a single person?
I have heard it, but I don't know where.
Okay, okay, fine. Yes, this means, yeah, have you heard building rapport? No. Okay. Another question. What do you do when you meet a person for the first time?
Ask informations of the person.
Ask information of the person. Okay. Suppose I'm new to your class. I'm a new student, or yeah, that's enough. I'm new to your class and you're meeting me for the first time. Teacher is not there in the class, so I am joining just like you with the Zoom link, and I'm joining in the class. And you all know that I'm not familiar. Okay. And what will be the first thing that you will ask, Ashish? Or what will be the first thing that you'll tell to me?
What's your name?
Straight away you'll ask, what's your name?
Why are you here?
Why are you? Straight away you'll ask, why are you here? Okay, that's how Ashish will react. What about you, Elvina?
Just first say hi.
Hi. Okay. Meghna?
Hi.
Hi. Krishna?
Same. I'll say hi
Hi.
and ask if there's a new admission.
New admission. Okay. Aishwarya?
Yeah, just the same.
Same. Amal? Amal Raj? Same. Amal Kesaji?
Ma'am, same. Hi.
Huh? What did you say? I didn't hear.
Ma'am, same. Hi.
Hi. Okay. Sana? Sana? Not here. Okay, fine. How many of you would wish good morning or good evening or good afternoon? How many of you will wish? Raise your hand. Don't have the habit of wishing the teacher, then how will I wish the classmate, isn't it? Okay, yeah. According to your own comfort, you will ask something. And what will be the next thing after hi, hello, good morning, good afternoon, and all? Why are you here? Yes, after all that. Amal, what will be the next thing that you'll ask, Amal Raj?
Ma'am, name.
Name. Yeah, just ask me if I'm new, what will you ask me? Okay, in this situation, I'm new to your class. Okay? When I say one, two, three, we are all acting. I'm new to the class, you are my classmates. Fine. And you have said hi to me, good morning, why are you here? Why are you here? We'll cancel as of now. Okay? And then Amal has asked me my name. Okay, and I've told Sneha. And next. Till the teacher comes, we have to spend our time. We can't sit idle. So we have to talk, no? I didn't say one, two, three. That's why you're sitting idle. Okay, one, two, three, start.
Where are you from?
I'm from Ernakulam. Where are you from?
Kodamangalam.
Kodamangalam.
Did you get in the wrong class?
No, no, no. I'm new here. Mm.
Who all are there in your family?
Dad, mom, and sister. And my grandfather also. What about you?
My father, mother, and sister.
Okay.
So, where were you studying before?
Kakanad. When will the teacher come? Hmm? When will the teacher come?
You don't know.
Is she always late? Huh? Yes, Ashish is telling yes.
No, sometimes.
Sometimes because he has to run from the second floor to the fourth floor. No. Okay. Yes. So, yes. Okay. This is the basic things that you would ask us. where are you from, and who are there in your family. Then if you're, since you know that this is your classmate, you won't ask the age and all, isn't it? Because you know that she'll be of your age. So if you meet a new person, either stranger outside, then you would probably ask, how old are you, what are you doing, or if they say, if that person is working, then you would ask where are you working and what are you working as. Then you would probably ask all those information, personal information. What do we call that personal information? Personal information that we collect from a participant is known as dash details. Elaborative and maintenance rehearsal is not done for that chapter. In the section data, we learned that. Scientific inquiry. The chapter scientific inquiry. I'll give you a clue. It starts with D, alphabet D. The personal information that we collect about a person. It has a similarity with the word demonstration.
Demographic data.
Yes, demographic data, demographic details. Those are the personal information about a person, which means the name, the age, education, the family type, family number of people in the family, all those things. Okay. So when this person, why do this client or the, we don't call a patient, basically psychologists call the supposed to be patient as a client. Okay, there are some people who call them patient, but basically I call them client. So when the client comes, why do they come to you actually if you're a psychologist? Why do the clients go to a psychologist?
To solve problems.
To solve problems. They'll be suffering from some form of a problem, isn't it? That will be psychological in nature, or the causes will be psychological in nature. So if suppose you become a psychologist, and you're sitting in your cabin, you're sitting peacefully in your AC cabin, and then the client is coming. What will be the first thing that you'll ask? The client has come, just imagine. If you want, you can close your eyes and imagine. The client is coming from the door, knocking on the door, and then you let him or her in. What will the first thing that you will, or the first thing that will come out of your mouth? What will be that? Don't, Ashish, please
Ma'am, to
don't
sit.
ask why are you here.
Ma'am, to sit.
To sit.
Okay, I
Yes,
will.
yes, exactly. Please take your seat.
Then ask about the problems.
Yes, directly ask about the problem.
No, ma'am. Slowly, slowly.
Slowly, slowly. That's the thing I asked you. What will be the next thing? Slowly, slowly, slowly ask. Hmm. Imagine you're a psychologist. The client has come to meet you. You have asked him or her to sit, and then the person is sitting like this, idle, blank. What will you do next? Come on.
Ask the person's name and other information like the family
You just
and the
give me the questions.
place.
Questions. Ask me in terms of questions.
What is your name?
What is your name? My name is so and so.
From where are you coming?
From where are you coming? I'm coming from Ernakulam.
Uh, family details.
Family details like
How many members are there in your family
hmm,
and who are them?
Hmm.
Then if a person is working, where are you working?
Hmm.
Then the people he or she meets in that working place,
Hmm.
then the working conditions.
Hmm. That's
Yeah,
all.
and
And
yeah,
then
all the situations like how is that person's family background,
hmm.
then the economic conditions, is the person rich or poor or whatever,
Hmm.
all those informations.
Okay, and after that, we'll ask the problem.
After knowing all this information, we can come to a little bit of conclusion what sort of a person that person would be
Okay, and then
to a certain extent.
uh,
And then ask what, how do you feel nowadays, or what do you think the person is actually suffering from?
okay, what do
The,
you think you are suffering from? What is your problem?
the person knows the problem, it's okay, or else we'll have to find it.
We'll have to find out. Yes, true. So you told me that you'll get to know the person to a certain extent. So if you collect this information, then please note that you can't judge a person based on these small pieces of information. You have this in mind. You might have created a roadmap and kept that this might be the case. But based on that, you don't have to ask other questions and keep. But you can keep that in your mind, save it there itself, but it will influence your next question. So make sure that you don't judge that person based on that. Okay. And you also should note that you cannot judge the person based on the appearance. And before you ask all these questions, just as soon as the person comes into your room, the first thing that you have to observe, not just see, the first thing that you have to observe is the general appearance of the person. Okay. Is the hair groomed well? Is the face groomed well? Is the costume appropriate to the situation? Then I'm not telling that you have to look the person from head to toe like this. You should never ever do that. Okay? Psychologist has a knack. Just by a look, you have to scan full and then note that. Do you think a person person suffering from depression will put lipstick, eyeliner, groom hair well, and uh, bath daily, and come in well ironed clothes? No. So from the general appearance itself, we can get small information. So the first thing that you have to do is observation of the general appearance. Okay, and it should be modest. I told you, don't scan the person as if the person sitting next to you is becomes very conscious about. Okay, without the person knowing that you are observing the whole thing, you have to observe the person. Understood? Then, another thing that you told us, do not judge the person based on the looks and based on the things that the person is telling you. And okay, you have asked all these questions and then you're asking the problem of the person. Suppose we'll just do a role play once more. I am the psychologist, and who will be the patient? Sorry, who will be the client? You won't be the client for long, don't worry. Anybody who feels very depressed in the morning? Anybody who has, who thinks you have a problem now to share? No, all are happy. No problem. Um, who will act very well? I know the people who draw, dance, and all, but acting, no, we have never spoken about it, I think. TikTok, anybody who does TikTok and Reels? Elvina and Meghna are smiling. Yes or no? No. Serious people. Amal? No. No, you can act a little bit, no problem. You can act serious, no? These girls will sit and smile, that's why. No. Ashish? Yes. Can you be my client?
Why not?
Will you be my client?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Um, okay. So, according to your, I mean, as per you said, the basic demographic details and then the economic background, family background, and then the problem. That is how we are going to do now. Okay. Ashish, you're not my student now, you're the client, and I'm the psychologist. Okay. So, what is the first thing? Yes, good morning. Take your seat. The person with the problem will not smile like this unless the
Thank
person
you.
has some personality disorder. Okay. Yes. Your good name, please.
Ashish Bindi,
Ashish Benny. Okay. Where are you from?
Kodamangalam.
Kodamangala. Who all are there in your house?
My father, mother,
What are you doing?
simply sitting,
What are you doing professionally?
studying.
Studying. Which class are you studying in?
Plus one.
Where are you studying?
Dr. Raji Davis International School, Thrissur.
Where is that school? Trishur.
Thrissur.
Where in Trishur is the school?
Mala.
Mal. Okay. What is your father doing?
He's a businessman.
Okay. What is your mother doing?
He's a housewife.
Do you have any siblings?
No,
Anybody else who stays at your house?
my cousin brother,
Your cousin brother stays at your house. How old is he?
29, I think so.
Okay. What is he doing?
He's a nurse, male nurse.
Male nurse. Where is he working?
He was working at Bangalore
Bangalore. Now he's here because of the pandemic.
and studying ALTS.
Studying IELTS. Okay. You have been studying in the school itself?
No,
Where have you been studying then?
I'm studying Shobana.
Shobana Public School.
Yes,
Okay. And then were you staying here for long years? Staying in the same house itself?
yes,
Yes. How is your economic background of family?
quite good.
Quite good. And how is your family altogether? Are they supportive?
Yes,
Yes. Are they caring?
yes,
Do you like being there?
yes.
Okay. What is your ambition?
Mm. To enjoy my life.
Okay. What is your problem?
Mm. Uh, I have no problems.
I have no problem. Okay, just pause. Just pause. You have to make up a problem and tell me. Okay.
Mm.
Psychological problem. Not that mom is not giving me food. Not that mom is scolding me for not studying. Okay. Fine. Start camera action.
1 second.
Think. Somebody tell start camera action. My cheeks are paining. Thought.
Yes,
Okay. Somebody tell start camera action.
Start camera action.
Yes, what is your problem?
I'm not satisfied with
Satisfied with?
nothing. Yeah,
Satisfied with nothing. Satisfied with anything.
anything.
Anything. Why do you think you are not satisfied with anything?
Always problem after problem coming.
But that is how life goes, no?
Yes, but I not enjoying this life.
You're not enjoying. Then how do you want to live?
I want to enjoy my life.
You want to
Free
enjoy.
like
How
a
do you
bird.
want to enjoy?
I want to be free like a bird.
You want to be free like a bird. So you're telling that you don't have freedom at home.
I have much freedom, but I'm not satisfied with it.
You're not satisfied with. Why don't you ask your parents to give you more freedom?
I'm scared.
You're scared. Yeah. So how do you want to cope up with the situation? That is, how do you want to change the situation?
I wish to run off the house.
You used to run out, or you feel like
I
running out?
feel, I feel.
I feel like okay. Okay, we'll pause. We'll pause here. Okay. So the psychologist and the client both are complete strangers. Hmm? I was killing him with questions, isn't it? Did you feel like, yes? I was asking one question one after the other without even listening to what this person is telling me. And this person has come to me after so much of suffering. Hmm? And I am keeping on asking who's there in the family, who is there in the cousin brother, what is the cousin brother doing, where has the cousin brother come from, and this person will already go mad. Mad at me and mad at the person himself because this person has come to such a horrible psychologist, isn't it? Hmm? So, if you meet a stranger after asking the name, place, and all these things, will you openly tell or share with that person your problem? Will you feel comfortable? Suppose you meet, just forget the psychologist and the client, but if you meet somebody on the road, maybe you're going on a tour and you meet somebody on the midway, and the person is asking you your name, your family, where is your house, all those things. And then, just a minute. Okay, and then will you be comfortable to share your problem? Your problem will be very personal to you, isn't it? You might be experiencing some hallucinations. You might be suffering from depression. You might, clients might feel like attempting suicide. Some clients might have a personality problem with which he can't, exist or survive in a working organization. So these problems, will you immediately share with the person who just asked your name, your family members, your so and so? Will you be really comfortable to open up? Yes or no? Helvina, would you be?
Not that much.
Not that much. So if this person does not share the whole information or does not open up much, then can the psychologist really help the client? Yes or no?
No.
No. So, just in case if that person is your best friend, then will you be able to share your problems? Hmm? Why? Because there is a bond between you two, isn't it? And you don't feel very formal to open up. But in case of a psychologist or in case of other strangers, you feel very formal. The relationship is very formal. For that, we have something called rapport building. Rapport building is something in order to enhance the relationship between the psychologist and the client. Or in case of our practicals, it's between the experimenter and the subject. We have to make the client or the participant or the subject very comfortable, and we'll get only very short time for the practicals. That is a demo of the practicals that we do for our main job, that is being a psychologist. For if you're a psychologist, then you can take enough time to do your test, but during examination you have certain time period, so with that you have to finish. So the first session that we will do when the subject comes to you or the participant comes to you will be rapport building. Rapport means that relationship between that close relationship between the client or the client and the psychologist, or the experimenter and the subject. Understood? We'll do more role plays in the next class. Fine. It's time to wind up. Did you understand the importance of this? Yes. So basic need of building a rapport is to make the client or the participant or the subject very comfortable, so that he or she opens up or he or she does the test properly. Fine. Okay then. Thank you. We'll meet in the next class.